Ladies and gentlemen, what are you doing here? Go away. Anyway, we're gonna get right into it, because I don't have anything to say right now. Let's do it. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Oh my. Let's go plunder some plunder. Let's go plunder some what? Why am I just using the jackal by itself? Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Anyway, 1947. Just got the nade, marked him. It's all good. We're playing as Chloe, Lost Legacy Chloe. That's a weird thing, isn't it? I've always wondered why. With Uncharted 4, the multiplayer, they redid the skins. Obviously, they redid the multiplayer skins and they redid the character skins. So Chloe has two different, like, what do you even call it? She has two different like character models. One for Uncharted 4 multiplayer and then one for the Lost Legacy. And I always wondered, sorry, why they didn't just make after Lost Legacy came out. I always wondered why they didn't just put all of her other skins on the Lost Legacy model, because that model looks a lot better, the face and everything. It looks a lot more detailed, I guess. And that ass, of course, because everyone always talks about that with bloody Uncharted 2. What am I doing? Anyway, I remember actually, I wanted to get this skin for Chloe, and I opened one of those vanity chests that they have, you know, those things. And on the second one, literally, I opened two, and on the second one, I got Chloe. And I was just like, well, look at that. That's bloody great. That's what you want. So I wanted to get that skin, and I got it immediately. So that was pretty cool. Had some... my pack luck from FIFA 15 carried over, of course. Because in another video I mentioned how I got Messi. Because I packed Messi. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and then through excessive amounts of FIFA coins, buying them from places that EA didn't want me to buy them from because they wanted, you know, people to buy FIFA points, and then they added in price ranges to eliminate that. My account got reset, and I lost all of my coins, and I lost all of my players, and my account got reset. So I lost my Messi, I lost my Robin, who at that point was the best player I'd used in the game. I lost everything. So, moral of the story, don't try and play with EA, because they'll fuck you over massively. And from that point on, I was like, I'm done with FIFA, I'm not supporting these scumbags. And so naturally I bought FIFA 14, I bought FIFA 16, and I played that, but I really didn't play it for that much, because I didn't care much for the gameplay. FIFA 15 for me was the peak, I guess. But that's just me. I know a lot of people, you know, this one guy in the server, 2-bit, bloody TB, tuberculosis, the guy, he, did I just say one guy in the server, like everyone knows about it, like it's just a thing, we're just all, we just all know, we're all in the know about it. Anyway, he said, you know, FIFA 12 is the best one, I think, and I didn't really play that one, so I can't attest to that. But hey, that's just a game theory. Well, I mean, it's not really, it's just a thing I've said. Anyway. We're playing with Peekaboo, we're playing with Mr. Extra Large, you know, double entendre, sexual innuendo, of course. It's already been a very heated and sexual episode. But hey, it's what you love to see. Anyway, what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, so the character model. I don't know why they don't just change all the skins to the Lost Legacy character model. Because it's just a bit confusing, having the different ones. I don't know, it's just something that bugs me, you know. Another thing that bugs me is bloody WWE. They're doing a draft for, obviously, SmackDown's moved to Friday Night SmackDown. It's moved to Fox instead of on the USA Network. Or, I mean, in Australia it doesn't matter, but in America that's how they do it. And they're doing a draft. And one of the things that really annoys me about Raw and SmackDown, obviously Raw and SmackDown have their distinct colors. For example, Raw is red, and SmackDown is associated with the color blue. So the main belt is, of course, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or just the WWE Championship. And the main belt on Raw is the Universal Championship, which is basically just a big jam belt. It's a red championship belt, as people have, you know, called it a jam belt. They kind of mocked it, if you will. And the problem I have with this system of having a championship belt that is the color associated with your brand is that it completely eliminates any thought that the person holding that belt will get drafted to the other brand. because you cannot have a red championship belt on a blue brand. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't make sense. And they'd never do it. So I don't understand the need to have a red championship belt when that person, imagine if the champion got drafted to SmackDown. What then? Are they going to trade belts with the main guy on SmackDown? Maybe he doesn't want to trade belts, you know? Does he have to give up his championship? Because, oh, well, you can't go to SmackDown because your belt's red and it's a blue brand. It's such a little thing, but it bothers me so much, and especially also they have women, you know, they have the women's SmackDown title and the women's Raw title. And they also have SmackDown tag team titles and Raw tag team titles. And the whole point of that is just stupid. Just have one title belt for both brands, you know? So instead of having SmackDown tag team titles and Raw tag team titles, just have tag team titles for both brands, because there aren't enough tag teams on both brands to actually make that work. And it's just confusing because, once again, in a draft scenario, the only people that can be moved is the WWE champion, because that title's just black and gold, like the bloody NXT ones, but less so. The only people that can be moved are those people and the mid-card champions, who are the United States champion and the Intercontinental champion. Because those belts are not color coordinated. They're not assigned a color based on the brand they're on. Because why would they be? So, I don't know. So for example, right now, the Universal Champion is Seth Rollins. And I seriously doubt he's going to get drafted to SmackDown because he's the champion. So if he gets drafted to SmackDown, what then? You know, like I said, is he going to resign the belt? Or what is it? Is he going to give up the belt? Is he going to take it anyway, even though it's a blue brand? And it's just a complete contradiction, and it just doesn't make sense, and it does my head in, honestly. So there's a little rant about something that's completely pointless and worthless, but it just bloody winds me up, you know what I mean? Because it makes no sense. How can you have a red belt on a blue brand? You can't. So it immediately eliminates any worry that that person's gonna get drafted. So there's no element of surprise there, because you know that only, like, 3 people from each brand can be moved, you know? So yeah, as far as the champions are concerned, at least, and everyone else, I mean, who cares about everyone else, you know? The champions are the main people. Those are the people you want to care about the most. So for example, Brock Lesnar right now, he is the WWE champion after completely embarrassing Kofi Kingston, which just, the less said about that, the better. So he could realistically move to Raw, but then Raw would have 2 World Heavyweight Championship belts, because where's Seth Rollins going to go? He's not going to be able to go to SmackDown, because his belt's red, and SmackDown is a blue brand. And the reason I know that this is true, if you don't watch wrestling, you're probably like, oh, well, it's not that big a deal. It is, because the SmackDown Women's title and the SmackDown Tag Team titles, they're both blue. They're literally the color blue. Like, the belts are blue. So, it's just, it's such a headache. Well, okay, they're not really blue. They're white. You know, the SmackDown one's white, and then the middle, like, plate sort of thing. With the W there, to represent WWE, of course, that's blue, but for the tag team titles, it's completely blue. Oh my god, I've just completely gone off on a rant. Sorry, I needed to get that out. I needed to vent that. Anyway, I'm exhausted now. I've spoken way. What happened there? The enemy just bloody went up in the air. Oh. Okay then, I suppose the match is glitched. I'm using a brute as well, which is not common. I don't think that's supposed to happen. He's just getting back up. He won't stay down. Oh no, he will. Okay then. He's probably gonna disconnect, so it's alright. Anyway, sorry for rambling on about that. I'm sure none of you care, but I just needed to get that out. WWE is just really frustrating sometimes. You know, there's the new AEW show, of course, which is like not really a rival brand. They're kind of just doing their own thing, as they say, even though they love to constantly take shots at WWE, which is funny, I guess. But I have no way of watching them over here in Australia without, you know, paying extra money for it. And I'm not really that desperate for it, so if they can secure some sort of TV deal, then I'll watch it. But if not, I won't go out of my way to watch it. Maybe the pay-per-views, as I do with NXT, because that's just on the network. The WWE network, which you can get for $9.99. Your first month is free, as they like to remind us every single minute. But hey, I can't blame them, you know. They need more money, don't they? God, I'm just going on a massive rant about WWE. You'd think I hated it. You'd think I hated it. Why do you even watch wrestling? I don't know. Anyway. Well, you see, the funny thing about it is, I need to stop talking about wrestling, but it's just, that floodgate's been opened. It's not going to close now. The reason I started watching wrestling again back in like 2016 is because this guy AJ Styles, who I used to watch in this other brand, this other show, promotion I should say, called TNA, which stands for Total Non-Stop Action, not tits and ass, as you might think. Because apparently that's what some people thought back in day. He used to be like the guy in TNA, and I used to watch him back in like 2007 or so, because I used to watch a bit of TNA. And he was the main reason I watched. And so all of a sudden, in 2016, I hear that he's in WWE, and that he's the World Heavyweight, well, the WWE Champion. You know, he's won the WWE Championship. So I'm immediately just like, oh, I have to check this out. So I start watching again, I fall in love with it again. The second half of 2016, that period of SmackDown was like the golden age of the modern era, you know, as they call it these days. That was a really great time to get back into wrestling for me, personally. So yeah, I got back into wrestling then, and yeah, ever since then I've just been watching it religiously, basically. Because once you start, it's hard to stop, and when you do stop, you eventually come back after some time. Anyway, we captured the hill finally. We were putting that off for a long time. He's just humped right into my head. It's what you love to see. So yeah, that's all I've got for you. Well, not actually, no, the episode's not done yet. We're still watching. I'm sorry about that. I just go off on massive rants. I don't know why, but hey. There you go. So wrestling's cool, I guess. I don't know, it's not for everyone, but when it's good, it's really bloody good, because it's, you know, it's like a movie, you know, you get invested in it massively. So Peekaboo's just standing on the hill, having a little dance. Now that's what you love to see. What is he doing? He's not even playing anymore, he's just dancing. And I'm flipping my bloody, look at the flick of the wrist inside of him. Look at us. Oh, I'm inside him. Well, that's not something I ever thought I'd say. The brute looks like he wants to kill Peekaboo. Or me, or Peekaboo. He's having a field day out here. I mean, you're not really, because nothing's happening. We're all just standing around and doing our taunts. Oh, he left. Oh. He left. Yeah, in this game, if you don't move for like 30 seconds, I guess you get kicked. And because he was just taunting, I guess they didn't consider that him moving the controller. So we got kicked. Oh my god, let's just end it. Put us out of our misery, lad. Just jump on the hill, as I am already. Just end it. I think there's like one person, like one enemy. Peekaboo left. It's a bloody shambles. And that's the matchup. Great stuff. Another fantastic episode. Where and that's the matchup. 36, Mr. Extra Large didn't die once. Would have been interesting to see Peekaboo score, but unfortunately, he was careless and he got kicked for it. So moral of the story, just don't do a dance. I don't know. Don't dance on top of barrels and the like, because you'll get kicked from a game. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rambling for today. Giggles reacts more like Giggles rambles. Giggles rambles to Uncharted 4. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you, as always. And, yeah. Keep watching. And keep bloody watching. Yes. Anyway, bye.